Okay, I want to give you a little example of how to do number 6 from page 158. And it says use that graph to sketch each point. And then what they ask you to do is find A, B, C, D, E, and F, or some variations on that graph. So first of all, that graph of F has all the points as ordered pairs. And the ordered pairs stand for x and f of x. And if you think of it that way, normally we would think x, y as ordered pairs. But this textbook, rather than using I, likes you to use f of x. So we're going to try to get used to using that. So the first thing I'm going to do is just make a list of those ordered pairs, because I'm going to do it just as a list. And then you should do it again by graphing them. So -4, 2, 6, 2 is the other point. Then I have -2, 2, and I have 0, -2. Now, part A says to do, to find f of minus x. So first of all, we need to know what that means. And it means that the x is now the opposite of x. So the x becomes -x in all of the ordered pairs. So let's take these ordered pairs that I was given. So all the x values become the opposite values. So the new ordered pairs would be 4, 2, -6, 2, 2, 2, and the opposite of 0 is still 0, -2. So there's my new set of ordered pairs for A. The x value, because they said instead of figuring out f of x, they wanted me to do f of minus x. So I do that, and that's what I get for an answer. Now, part B gets a little trickier, all right? They say to find f of x plus 4. So first of all, we need to think, what does that mean? And that means to add 4 to the f of x. Well, look at our original ordered pair. Where is the f of x? It's in the second spot. Whatever that number is, I'm going to add 4. So let's go back to the original. The first part of the original was -4. Now all this says is to add 4 to the f of x. So I keep the -4, but the f of x is 2. What happens when I add 4 to it? Yeah, I get 6. All right, do the same thing. Keep the 6, add 4 to the f of x. What does that become? 6. You with me? All right, can we do one more? So what am I going to do to the x value? I'm going to keep that. What am I going to do to the f of x value? Add 4. So what's 4 plus 2? 6. All right, one more I got to do. Can I squeeze it in down here? Okay, keep the 0. Oh, I did that one wrong, didn't I? Hang on a second. That was -2. And if I add 4 there, I get 6. And then I have 0, and if I add 4 to this one, I get 2. Because -2 plus 4 is 2. So my answers are those 4 values there. Whoops. Can you see that last one? All right, so that was part B, right? Oops, let's fix the screen here. All right, there. All right, part C. What does that say to do? If you look in the book, it says to do 2 f of x. So what does 2 f of x mean? I'm going to erase this to get it out of our way. Hopefully you remember it or you can rewatch it. So 2 times f of x. So now I take all of my original ordered pairs, and the f of x part I multiply by 2. All right? So what happens? So my answer, I'm still going to have 4 ordered pairs. So the x part The first one is negative 4. The f of x part, the second one, I'm going to multiply by 2. So I'm going to get 4. All right. The next one is 6. I'm going to multiply that by 2. So I get 6, 4. All right. The next one, negative 2. That stays. Take that, multiply it by 2. I get 4. And you know what? That's supposed to be a minus 2. Did I copy it wrong? Yeah, I did. Minus 2. All right. Or I erased it when I was moving stuff. And then let's take the next one. The 0 stays. And what do I do with the f of x part? I multiply it by 2, so I get minus 4. All right. All right, part D. What do they say to do on part D? Okay, on part D. Oh, let's fix that screen again. Sorry, I keep mixing the screen up here. Part D says to do minus f of x minus 4. Whoa, that one is really tricky. So, remember when we were practicing in class, if we had numbers in here, a minus 4 moved us in the positive direction, and a positive 4 moved us in the negative direction. So that's what's going to happen here. So I'm going to, because that's a minus 4, I'm going to add 4 to all the x's, right? And that minus means I'm going to do the opposite for the y's, okay? For the y's. So that's a little bit tricky, right? So I'm going to add 4 to all the x's. So again, this is the original things I'm starting with. So if I add 4 to the x, what's minus 4 plus 4 is 0. And then I'm going to do the opposite for the y, so make that minus 2. All right, the next x, I'm going to add 4, so that's going to be 10. And then I'm going to do the opposite, negative 2. I'm going to add 4, so that's going to be 2. And then I'm going to do the opposite, negative 2. You with me so far? And then one more, I'm going to add 4 to 0, so that's going to give me 4. And then I'm going to do the opposite of the y, so that's going to be positive 2. So there's part D. All right, I got one more. I got to do C. So let's erase, not C, E. I got to do E. So E, the directions were do f of x minus 3. So again, here's our original set. Where's the f of x? Is it the first part or the second part? It's the second part. That's the only thing I'm going to change. For the f of x, the second part, I'm going to subtract 3. So keep the minus 4, subtract 3. What's 2 minus 3? Negative 1. All right, I'm going to keep the 6, subtract 3 from that. What do I get? Minus 1. I'm going to keep the negative 2, and I'm going to subtract 3. What do I get? Negative 5. Okay, and then I'm going to keep the 0, and I'm going to subtract 3, so I'm going to get negative 5 again. And there's the new points. Now the directions said to sketch, so you should do this and you should sketch the graph. I would sketch the original and then the transformation. And so I would graph each one like I'd graph the original with A. And I get a new graph and do the original with B, the original with C, D, E, and F. When you do that, you really get a visual picture of what happens as these functions get transformed. All right, good luck with the homework.